Hello everybody, welcome to a LEGO Star Wars set review. Take a look at set number 75526, the Elite TIE Fighter Pilot. This is a set that released on September 1st of 2017, contains 94 pieces, and is based off of the First Order TIE Pilot. So yeah, let's go into this review. If you do go on to enjoy it, please make sure to hit that like button as well as subscribe. Let's get into this review. So if you're wondering about the contents of the box, all we have to do is flip it on its side here and take a handy-dandy X-Acto knife and cut along the bottom here. And the contents inside are the following. One big bag with all the major pieces. A smaller bag containing all the Technic bits. The main body frame, and then finally the crumpled up instructions. So let's check back in once this is all built up. Okay, so here we have the figure fully assembled, and honestly, it's a nice buildable figure. I was honestly hyping myself up off camera that this would be a cool figure, but the more I played around with it and such, I'm questioning why this is a figure. Like, my biggest issue, which is the core thing, I think, with these figures, is the amount of posability. Yes, you could put the legs and feet and all that. That's posable. No doubt about that. But this is a trooper. Why does the trooper have a big blaster? Okay, fine. Makes sense. It's a stormtrooper, First Order stormtrooper. But this is a pilot. From what I understand, the pilots in, like, action figure form or other stuff like that, they come with a short blaster. Now, okay, you could wager that, oh, it's because they don't want to make a new mold to be a miniature blaster. Okay, fine. Get rid of the large stock at the very least. Again, simple modifications. But anywho, the arms are built in such a way where you can't really try and get that iconic pose. Like, that's a bit of a struggle, you know, trying to get it looking like that. Actually, just kind of showing off the posability, I guess, unintentionally. But, yeah, you kind of try and see what my point is here. That it's just, it's very uncomfortable to get in that holding the gun position, and you can't really do it any lower, unfortunately, just because of how big the blaster is, and also the whole brick-built breather system at the front there, which is very nice. I love printed pieces as much as the next guy, but I don't know. Just so many things that make me question why this is a figure. Whatever. I'm pretty sure this is one of those cases where Disney was like, we need this as a set, make it so. So, yeah. The molded head is pretty cool. It has a rubber hose that connects to this brick thing right here. It can pop off because, again, it's just it also limits the head posability. Like, if this doesn't show you like how limiting it can be, like, oh my goodness, that's even popping out. It's a nice mold, but my goodness, is it so weird? Like, I just on the back of it, you know, it's all just black pieces. You just have the shoulders with the First Order logo, and then this with the printed, and then the head. Everything else, you could recreate yourself, if I'm being honest. It just, I don't know. What's another play feature we could talk about? I don't know. The blaster. So taking the extra shot here because I have the regular shot tucked away because I don't like spring-loaded shooters. You put the spring-loaded shooter in there. And then you take the little trigger thing right here and bada bing, bada boom, you lost the spring-loaded shooter. So that's great. So yeah. I don't have much else to say about this other than it's weird. So let's cover what else is included with this set, I guess. And then we'll go into my final thoughts. So, taking a look at the instructions, you have some nice box art with First Order Stormtrooper in the background there, a First Order TIE Fighter that this figure would pilot if they made a TIE Fighter big enough, but not even UCS would be enough to justify buying these two separately in terms of scaling. Anywho, pretty straightforward building instructions. It is just a buildable figure, and I already pointed out the specific exclusive stuff, so just flipping all the way to the back. It just shows the completed model, the parts listing, and then advertisements for some other 2017 buildable figures. and then just a win at the back. As for extra pieces, this is what I received with my copy of this set. Overall, I would say so far, this is the most questionable buildable figure in the whole lineup. For a set that's supposed to tie into The Last Jedi, presumably, because Last Jedi came out in 2017, end of it, and this came out near the end of 2017. I don't know, like, I just, even when it's, like, sold as, like, an action figure, I question why we get, like, TIE pilots and stuff like that outside of playsets. So having a buildable figure that's essentially an action figure of a TIE pilot with nothing other than just, like, it alone, it doesn't make sense. Like, okay, if buildable figures were really popping off and LEGO was pumping out, like, say, 20 of these in a year, sure, whatever. But they filled this specific slot for this character, and it feels off. Like, the only reason I can understand why this figure was made is Disney was like, hey, we need this as merchandise. We need first order figure. We need this character. And I'm like, why? Like, okay, if I were to suggest one kind of character I would much rather have in buildable figure form instead of this, the First Order Executioner. I think that would have been a cool buildable figure, action figure-esque character to fill this slot. Oh, but spoilers! It was shown in the trailer, and there was a battle pack that was coming out literally the month after the movie released, so presumably images of that battle pack already were available by the time this released, so it's like, oh, and also, you could reuse the shoulder pads, I think, and then you're reusing the First Order Stormtrooper mold, just with a different print, and then just you're making a new printed torso piece, rather than just 2 bricks. So, why dedicate the budget towards... have I made my point? That this is just a weird selection? I mean, I would say it's cool if, like, the weapons actually function and the arms weren't built in a weird way, but it's just... I don't know. I don't really like this. Like, it's cool to have, but it's not one of those things where I'm like, oh, wow, I have this. So, my recommendation is, unless you're a completionist and you have to have everything Imperial-esque or just whatever buildable figure-wise, you could pass on this. And I'm pretty sure the majority of the market is like that as well, because you can get this fairly cheap in a sealed state. So, yeah. I've said my piece here. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. What would you have as a buildable figure slot that's The Last Jedi themed? Comment down below. I'd be interested to hear. Anyways, guys, thank you everyone so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in a future video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.